Well,
play on such a role?
we made last week look a lot easier than what it really was. Cameron coming in Thursdays was one of the top scoring offenses in our conference and a really good quality basketball team. And we made that win look a lot easier than it really was, because that was a tough win for us and something that we prepared really hard for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to get ready for them. And then a tough, scrappy Midwestern squad that you wouldn't think would be too tough has been beating people lately. They beat Texas Women's at Texas Women's. They beat Kingsville at Kingsville. And so we knew that it was going to be a tough physical game. I'm not sure we knew it was going to be as physical as it was, but I thought that was a good thing for our team to go through on Saturday. It felt very much like an NCAA tournament game because it was so physical. And in the NCAA tournament, a lot of things get let go, and you just get to play. So that's what it felt like, and I was glad to see our team kind of push through in the fourth quarter to go ahead and solidify things. And so a great week this past week. I'm very proud of our team, and we earned both of those wins, even though it didn't look like it. Well, we really just changed the lineup just to protect Jasmine a little bit, and she came to us and said that she didn't want to foul out any more games, and I said, how about we don't start you and see how that goes? And she said, yeah, I would prefer not starting for the rest of the year. So we'll see how that goes. The kid has no ego, so but one thing it does help us do when Jasmine doesn't start games, we guard a little bit differently. We're more aggressive because we're not worried about fouling, those types of things. So it does change the dynamic of what we do. But when Jasmine's in the game, then Jasmine Prophet's allowed to be Jasmine Prophet. She's a special offensive player, and we're better when she's on the floor. It's very rare these days. To me, I've never understood it. I've never understood why young ladies and young men enjoy having their name called out before the game, but they do for some weird reason. And whoever came up with the terminology starter probably never played basketball, because you need more than 5 players to play the game. So to me, it's a little bit silly that people put so much stock and so much value into starting a game. It's nice to have a player and several players in the past that they don't mind putting their ego on a shelf and doing what's best for the team and experimenting a little bit just to see if that would even work. Well, yeah, this will be by far our toughest road challenge all year. Going to Commerce and to Tarleton always is tough, and this year especially. Commerce is arguably the hottest team in women's basketball right now after just beating Eastern New Mexico by 15 or so. And they're going to be a tough team. No matter where you play, Commerce is going to be tough, but they're even better at home. They're more confident at home, and Tarleton is as well. So we've got quite the road trip on our hands. I for one, as a coach, I'm looking forward to it, and because it's the ultimate challenge. Can you beat 2 really good teams on the road that are playing really good basketball right now? So I'm looking forward to it. I think our team is too, but we're ready to get to practice and get to preparing for them. I don't think there's ever an advantage when you go to Tarleton. I think you just have to play well, and I hope that we can do that. Last year's team, for whatever reason, we didn't play very well over there. I don't think that has anything to do with this year's team at all. I just think that no matter where you play Tarleton right now, who's also playing very, very well right now, it wouldn't really matter, but they are quite a bit better on their home floor. And, of course, here in our gym, we went to overtime with them here. So we know it's going to be a tough battle. We know both games are going to be really good, and hopefully we'll be better for playing them.
Well, I feel good about us. It's the strongest conference in the country, so we're going to have a battle, men's and women's side. But dealing with us specifically, I think we're where we need to be as a team. We're doing about as well as we can do as a team right now, and that's really all we can worry about right now. Well, I think year in and year out, our schedule is one of the top in the country. We run a Division I schedule most years. And I think that's important because, like I said earlier, we are in the toughest conference in D2, and it prepares us for the conference and the national meet. And so we kind of do that strategically. Well, obviously, Kami's performance was probably the highlight of the meet for us. That'll put her #1 in the country right now. But those other 6 kids that hit provisional marks, if the meet was today, they would be going to nationals too. So we had a good meet overall. And the other good thing about it is the kids that really didn't improve on their marks are really close. And we're seeing some things with everybody that it looks like, another week or so we're going to be ready to do something. Well, We got kind of lucky with that. I saw her at the state meet last year, and somebody told me she'd already signed with Angelo State. I didn't know McCorkle had already signed her. So we got kind of lucky there, but it's a blessing because she's going to be one of the top triple jumpers probably in the nation before she gets out of here. It's really, really good for us.
Well, we got better. First day, we had 2 balls hit to the other side of the field, to the opposite side of the field. And, in college baseball, that's something we talk about, from the first day of fall. If you're going to be a good offensive team, you've got to be able to control the outer part of the plate and hit the ball where it's pitched and drive it. Did not do that day 1, therefore you sort of saw the offensive numbers. Again, days 2 and 3, you saw, 1, we had extra base hits the other way, and just our approaches were so much better. Like in every sport, that first game is always something. There's so many different factors that go into play on that. One, I thought Regis played really well. They did what you need to do to be a good baseball team, and that's not beat yourselves. And we didn't do that either. So therefore, but they played better than us that day. And then to come back and get the big walk-off win on Saturday, and then yesterday to play pretty well until the ninth, really. And at least we held on. But the good things that I saw, we can be good. We got a whole lot of work to do, but pieces are in place where we can do it, and as a coach, this is the fun thing. I mean, we got to get to work and do a good job and make sure our players are prepared, and we fix the things that need fixing. So excited. We got to get better. Good Southeastern team coming this weekend, so we got a lot of work to do. Well, just getting that first win is always tough in a year, and then once you get it, then you feel like you can win. Until then, I think there are always some doubts, no matter if you're good, bad, whatever. And so it's always good, especially early in a year, to get a comeback win, because I think you feed off that. It's something you can go back and look at later in the year when you're down going the 7th, 8th, 9th inning and say, hey, we've done this before. So getting one of those early is always big. Last year, if you remember, I mean, that's sort of what our deal was. We'd try to hang around till about the 7th, and then we'd find a way to win late, and we did. I think we won 20-something one-run games, and part of that's probably luck, to be honest with you. But if you can hang in there, we feel like we got a shot. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a tough one. Hopefully I'm not going to cry because it's tough talking about that. But when first of all, the guy was, he was in a coma for 2 weeks, and that's one thing you got to appreciate on his athletic questionnaire. It's like special talents, and he's got, I can sleep for 2 straight weeks. And so it's a pretty funny thing, that he can laugh about it. But, for a guy that walking again was in question, talking, all those things. There was a time, we didn't know whether he was going to even live. And to go from that just 6 months ago to pitching in collegiate baseball at a very high level, goodness gracious. that's a E60 or a 30 for 30 episode. And, and just the positivity that he brings. And then just to go see him throw, we didn't know. He obviously was not here in the fall due to going through some rehab and stuff back at home medically. And, so we didn't get to see him pitch till January 10th. That was the first time we saw him. And, and he's like, I'm ready. And I'm like, yeah, I know you are. I didn't really believe that. And then just to see him be sort of what he was last year, which was a huge key to our success. And so for him to go out and do that, and, he came in, we're down. And so it's fitting he would get the win and then just pitch unbelievable. So hopefully that's something we can feed off of because it's a special, special story. Well, Jacob Boston's going to be an absolute stud. His ability's off the charts. He's got to learn a few things, but he plays the game really hard. He's just got to get better at sort of knowing what he does so well and putting himself in positions to do those things and not press. He's one of those guys that sort of plays baseball with a football mindset, and that doesn't necessarily work real well all the time. But he's a special talent. I thought Shane Browning really showed some glimpses of how good he can be. He's got to grow and improve, but, get out of the bases loaded, nobody out thing like he did in the second inning when he struck out 3. He's got that stuff, and he's just sort of got to be more consistent with it. So those two guys really jump out at me. And then, we did a lot of good. And then Jonathan Soberanis yesterday, got his first start and really broke the game open for us. So we got a lot of guys that showed some good things. Like I say, we just got to keep working and keep improving. Yeah, I was talking to him this morning. He's one of my friends. I don't have many, but golly, the guy's he's like older than dirt, and he's real crotchety too. And anyway, so yes, they'll be prepared. They're a very well coached team always, and it'll be a challenge. That's the one thing I hate playing them, because they are well coached, and it's a lot more fun playing teams that aren't, because you can beat them easier. But they're always good. I really don't know a whole lot about them. I know they played international this weekend. They dropped 2 out of 3 down there, and I don't think they played real well, which is not good. I'd rather have them played well, because they'll be hungry and ready to go this weekend. But he does a fantastic job. He's getting ready to break the D2 all-time wins record. He's 6 away from that. Luckily, we only play him 3 times, so he can't get it against us. But I know he plans on getting closer, and we plan on not letting him.